This is your pick a card reading for what your strengths are. Please go to your designated pile and I'll meet you there. Hello, pile number 1. You have chosen the blue tiger eye stone. Let's take a look at your cards. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Interesting. Enough. Religious factors. The Empress. The Death card. The Emperor. And the Sun. You have all major arcanas. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, well, let's take a dive here and take a look at your cards. Well, right off the bat, I'm feeling that you are very grounded and very balanced. But let's first discuss the blue tiger eye. The blue tiger eye is about balance, harmony, and comfort. All right. Now, I do want to be clear, my dear pal number 1, when I choose the cards, I don't see the cards, and then I'm guided to pick the stones to lay on top of them. So I actually don't even see the cards, so this is very appropriate. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, what I'm getting is that you really take your time. You're not somebody who makes rash decisions. And that's beautiful. And it's not like you drag your feet. It's more of the fact that you really take everything into consideration. You really weigh all the pros and cons about everything before making your decision finite. And the reason why I say this is because you have the Empress and the Emperor. You're very balanced. You really weigh things out. You're very grounded. The blue tiger eye stone is a Capricorn stone, or at least it's connected to the Capricorn sign. You might be a Capricorn, or you might have Capricorn somewhere in you, but overall what this is saying is that it's an earth sign. It's a grounded sign. But on the flip side, the blue tiger eye is also associated with an air element. So you also go with the flow sort of thing. And so you're not so... There's a fluidity about you. Yes, you are very grounded. And yes, you do take your time. But you're not resistant to change, is what I'm getting at. You do know that you are enough. You are very self-aware and honed in to who you are as a person and your self-worth. That is beautiful. And then this really stems from your spirituality, and I understand that the card says religious factors, but I feel like this is more about your spirituality, how connected you are to the higher beings, to yourself, to your inner self. All of this is just giving me a super calm energy. We have the Empress card, the Death card, the Emperor, and the Sun. With the Empress card, what I'm getting here is that I mean, again, the Empress is about harmony, balance, fertility, motherhood. You know, you could be somebody that really is nurturing to others, but you're also not somebody who overly mothers. You know, you have this beautiful balance because we have the Empress and the Emperor here, and you are so very well balanced in this, in this energy that you have. You're very practical in your approach, even though you're very nurturing. You're very practical. I don't have words to explain this energy. It's just so, it's very matter of fact, but not in a condescending way. It's like you're very matter of fact in the way that you deliver the information so that it lands on someone's ear when you're giving guidance, so that they are able to open their own eyes. You're not forcing them to see it. That's what I'm seeing. You could be a teacher, you could be a parent, you could be in human resources. You know, you guide, and you have a plethora of patience is what I'm seeing here. You control your emotions very well, even when you're upset. You have this sense of this energy about you that people gravitate towards you because you are just so joyful. Even when you're down, I feel like you're joyful, and I feel like you are hardly ever down because you're so grounded in your faith. And then with this Death Guard here, what I'm seeing here is that you let things go very easily, which is why you are hardly ever down. You know, I'm not saying that you don't get upset. You absolutely do. But when you do, you go, okay, well, that was a lesson learned, and I will carry on now. You know, maybe you say a quick prayer. Maybe you send out your energies to the universe. Say, universe, please take this away. I understand the lesson here. I'm going to go ahead and let it go. I'm going to let it go and let it be. That's the energy that I'm getting here. That is your strength. Your strength is that you're very patient. You certainly don't mind change. And when you make decisions, you take your time because you know that the decisions you make are impactful. You're not hasty. You're very grounded in your faith, in yourself. You're very much control of a situation, of yourself, regardless of where you're at, whether it's a party or a meeting room or with your children or with your partner. I have the sense that you are very controlled in the way you speak, in your mannerisms, in your overall energy. You have a very stable energy. And this is something that is either how you've been, just how you are, or something that you have worked towards. And either way, it's what your energy is. And that's super important because this energy, and when I say control, I don't mean it in a bad way. What I'm saying is that this is something that you manage and you work towards to constantly have, so that those around you feel comforted, feel balanced, so that you feel comforted and you feel balanced, you feel harmony because you like this energy. You thrive in this energy and you want others to thrive in this energy. I love this. This is an absolute, this is beautiful. There's something so genuine about you that draws people to you. They come and tell you their worries and doubts and fears, and they might not even know you. You might be at the grocery line and they just start spilling information to you, and most of the time you're like, okay, go ahead. There's just this energy about you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, pile number one. I have nothing more to say except you're spectacular. You're absolutely spectacular. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy this energy. Enjoy those around you, and may you spread this harmony. Until we meet again. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. You have chosen the Carnelian stone. Let's take a look at your cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Makes sense. Decide card. Release your ex. 8 of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Goddess Ella. And 8 of Pentacles. Oh, 8 of Pentacles again. All right. We have someone here that is really focused. Okay, so let's start with the Carnelian stone. So as I mentioned in pile 1, when I choose stones, I do not look at any of the cards. The cards remain upside down, and I am guided as I am to choose the cards. I am guided to pick the stones and place them on top. So the stone for pile number 2 is the Carnelian stone, which is attached to the 3 lower chakras, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra, which tells me that you are somebody, pile number 1, you are someone who is grounded, creative, and passionate. Okay. Also, this stone is attached to ambitions, and self-expression. This stone also is about embracing change. So let's take a look at your cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is someone who is incredibly focused, creative, prosperous, someone who is a very shrewd businesswoman is what I'm getting here. Not only are you so when I say a shrewd businesswoman, you might not be in business, but the reality is that you have a lot of common sense and you work your bum off, is what I'm getting here with all of these cards. With the Decide card, I feel that this is something like you don't make decisions quickly. You look at the option that is in front of you and then decide, how good is this for right now, for 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now, right? That is how you base your decisions. That's how I'm seeing this particular card for you. It's not like you're weighing pros and cons. That's not how you necessarily make your decisions. Your decisions are based on, okay, if it's good for me now, but is it good for me in the long run? And when a decision is not good for you right now, but good for you in the long run, you are going to base your decision on and everything that's factored into it based on that, and how it's going to affect you or the business or the relationship or whatever that looks like, right? An example of this is, let's say you work at a place that you're really not overly thrilled about, but you're able to learn some sort of skill. So is it great for you right at this particular moment? No, it doesn't necessarily make you happy. However, the skill that you're learning is going to be valuable to you in the long run. Therefore, you will decide, okay, well, this is good for me right now. And although I'm not overly joyed about it, that's okay, because I'm getting paid to learn something, which is going to pay off in the long run. That's how you are viewing things. I hope that makes sense. Release your ex. Basically, what this is about is you releasing things that no longer serves you. You are very cunning in a certain way. When things no longer serve you, you're very good about saying, okay, well, I have to release this. I might not enjoy releasing this, but I know that in the long run, it's going to be a good decision. That's what I'm getting out of this particular card for you. Again, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm saying that you're very logical in your decision making, because in the end, you're very focused, which is evident here with the Eight of Pentacles showing up twice from two different decks, right? So this is showing me that either, you have new jobs to learn new skills so that you can get paid to learn something. You could be self-employed and you're focused on, because you have that ability, you have the ability and the gusto to work for yourself, because you're very focused and you don't really allow many things distract you. And also, you are an incredibly hard worker, and you're very dedicated to whatever it is you put your mind to. You're focused, and you're like, no, this is what I'm doing. Also, something that is very attached to the Carnelian stone, ambitious, right? So Eight of Pentacles is tied to ambitions, and that is what the Carnelian stone is also attached to. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. Again, this is a reading for what your strengths are. You are ambitious. This is something that you should be proud of and not allow anybody to knock you down about it, because you're not hurting anybody. You're focused on what it is you want to do and what your end goal is. With the Page of Swords, I'm getting that you're very calculated in your decisions and the way you do things. And I know that, and that sounds cold, but I don't, and maybe you can be, maybe your delivery can be, but overall what I'm getting is between the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles is shrewd. The Page of Swords is calculating. And I know that those sound very cold. Those words are cold. However, you're far from it. Because the Queen of Pentacles is also someone that is concerned with the overall welfare of people. And I feel like you are a good communicator. And what I mean by shrewd and calculating is that I'm getting the sense of like a chess player. It's like you are 10 steps ahead. And, whatever it is you're doing in life, whether you're in conversation, it's like you already know where something is headed. And you're 10 steps ahead. So you, in your mind, you're very calculating. You're like, okay, if I do this, then they're going to do this, this, and this, and this. And I know if they're going to do all of this, I have to plan ahead. And I feel like this for you is very common sense, because you see things planned out very, very well. My dear pound number 2, which I think this is wonderful. This is wonderful for you and in business. With the goddess Ella, you are very wise. You're also very generous, is what I'm getting from this particular card. There is something about you that is it's like you stick to your gun. So whatever you have decided, it's like you stick to it. You're like, no, this is what I've decided. This is what I'm doing because my end goal is over there, and that's where I'm going to get to. This is really great, because this means that you are grounded in who you are. You know what it is you want, and you go for it. Nothing distracts you. And when I say nothing distracts you, I mean nothing distracts you. We have the 8 of Pentacles twice. Nothing distracts you. And you are very clear about what it is your intentions are, what it is you want. So it's not like you are misrepresenting yourself. You're very clear about it. You're clear about what your focus is and what it is you want. And when that no longer serves you, you release it. And again, I don't say this in a bad way. It's like, in the example that I had given earlier, you have a job that you're not crazy about. However, you decide to work at it because you know that you're going to get paid to learn a skill that's going to get you closer to where you're at versus having to go pay for a course to learn the skill. You choose, no, I'm going to get paid to learn it, right? Again, very shrewd, very, very smart. And then once you've learned that skill, you're ready to leave that. You're like, okay, I've learned it. I've conquered it. I'm going to move on. So either you're going to stay within the company and learn something else, again, to get paid for it, or if that company no longer has anything that serves you, you go, all right, now I'm going to look for another company that is going to give me another skill that I'm able to put under my belt that's going to take me over to what it is I want, my overall long haul goal. That's what I see here for you, my dear pile number 2. Congratulations on staying grounded and knowing what it is you want. All right, my dear ones, have yourself an amazing rest of your day. Congratulations on staying grounded and knowing who you are and staying focused on your goals. Until we meet again. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. You have chosen the tree agate stone. Let's take a look at your cards. And as I mentioned to pile number 1 and 2, when I choose stones, I do not look at the cards. I am guided to choose a stone as I am guided to choose the cards without looking. I look at the stone, obviously, but I don't look at the card, is what I want to say. All right. So let's take a look at your cards. The Hermit. And before I do continue with the cards, I want to tell you a little bit about the tree agate stone. The agate stone has to do with the root and the heart chakra, which tells me immediately that you're very grounded and you protect your heart. You give, you're very giving, but you also know when to protect your heart and your energy, okay? The tree agate is also very balancing, it's calming. It's also an optimistic card, an optimistic stone, sorry. Because it's based on it's also connected to the heart. It's also a stone that strengthens bonds and with yourself, with others. So it's a beautiful stone. All right, so let's take a look at the cards here. We have the Hermit card. We have the Fluid card. Let your friends help you. The Ace of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Swords in reverse. And the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, interesting. All right, let's take a look at the Hermit card. The Hermit card tells me that you are someone that does a lot of inner work, a lot of self-reflection. And you're very spiritual is what I'm getting here with this Hermit card. You don't always go the path others want you to. It's not like you go rogue, but you know that's what is right for you isn't necessarily right for others, or vice versa. What's right for others isn't necessarily right for you. So you have a tendency to go within and honor what your spiritual self says. That's the energy that I'm getting here with the Hermit card. With the Fluid card, it's like you shift very easily into things. You adapt to things very quickly. You're very malleable is the word that's coming to me, malleable. You adjust to things rather quickly, but at the same time, you also know when something doesn't work for you. You kind of flow on out of there. You dismiss yourself out of a situation that you're not in cahoots with the energy, but you do it very calmly, very, like you don't cause a stir when you leave. You just simply walk away and say, that energy isn't for me, and you leave it at that. The Let Your Friends Help You card, what I'm getting is that you have a really great support system. It might not be a lot of people, but they're people that you absolutely count on. And you're tight with them is what I'm getting here. They are people that are within your faith, that are very spiritual like you. And even those that are within your realm that aren't in that same spirituality as you are, they're somebody that you learn from, and you get different points of views from them so that you stay open-minded, because I feel like that is something that you are very keen on, remaining open-minded, always learning is what I'm getting. Always learning, growing. It's like you have an endless vat of wanting to learn is what I'm getting here. With the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you're always up for something new. Regardless of what that is, but you're also very stable. It's not like you are in the full energy. It's like, oh, I'm going to just take a risk. I'm just going to do la-di-da. No, that's not the energy. It's like you consider the opportunities that are in front of you, and you kind of jump on them with a thoughtful mind, with an open idea of, okay, this could be fortuitous. This could be something worth learning. You don't just jump into it willy-nilly. You're open to ideas and thoughts and new beginnings and new ways of doing things, as long as they make sense. They have to make sense to you. You need to understand it in order to do it. You just don't go, oh, okay, I'm just going to do it just because it feels good. No, it needs to make sense in your mind, is what I'm getting here, pile number 3. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which is telling me is that you don't like to waste time. And although people might feel like you waste time, you don't feel like it's wasting time. What I feel like this energy is that it's when you go into your hermit mode. And this is you reflecting, going within, and taking the time to really consider what path you're going to take. Is this idea going to work? Is this where I'm at? Is this conducive to what it is I want? And people might consider that wasting time, but this is you taking the time to go within yourself, dive deep into yourself, and consider, all right, what is best for me? What are my next options? Spirit, guide me. Because I'm feeling that you are very nature-based, and you might be going, you might be somebody that goes out into nature and really go within yourself. So you might go on hikes or go on walks, and you might do this, once or 2-3 times a day, or 2-3 times a week, something, because this is something that grounds you. I also feel like and this might be your meditative time, right? Because the tree agate stone is about grounding as well, meditating. Then we have the 3 of Swords in reverse, which is telling me that you forgive. I'm not saying that you forgive easily, but you do forgive. You are somebody that releases pain, especially after going within hermit mode and go, okay, this happened. How do I heal from that? I need to forgive myself, the other person involved, or the situation involved, and what good is going to come out of it. Because I feel this is actually very optimistic overall. With the 8 of Cups, I'm getting the sense that you accept situations as they come, people as they come, and you take it as what it is. You're very accepting of yourself, of others. Not to say that you don't hold them accountable, but you accept it for what it is. And that's a beautiful energy to have, because overall, this is something that is very optimistic. This allows your energies to remain open and in a very high vibration, so that you create positive outcomes out of things that may not have been so positive, right? They might have been bleak, but you look at it and you take this, and it's almost like you're a magician. You go within yourself, you take this bleak situation and you turn it into something great, and you learn from it and you grow from it, and you become better. I love this. I really do. I love this energy, pile number 3. Stay beautiful, stay fluid, stay constant. Go within yourself. These are all beautiful things to have, my dear ones. Until we meet again, have a great one.